Welcome back, friends and family. We're here with another blog post and the audio companion and video. This piece is titled, "When We Jump, We Fly." Not long ago, my then 7-year-old daughter Claire said one of those beautiful little things children have a tendency to say. She jumped into the air and said, "When we jump, we fly." I sort of shrugged and said something like, "Yeah, kinda," while Claire's 9-year-old brother Mickey was quick to point out she wasn't really flying. Although, after some consideration, I think Claire was right. One of my all-time favorite songs is by Guy Clark, one of my all-time favorite singer-songwriters. The song is called "The Cape." And if I had to choose one song to be played at my funeral, one song to represent how I hopefully spent my time in this life, I'd pick that one. The Cape tells the story of a man's life. The first verse presents a boy ready to jump off the garage with a flour sack cape tied around his neck. The second verse describes a young adult chasing his dreams, and the third verse details an old man. The chorus says, "He's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cape." It is a beautiful song, and it speaks to how right Claire really was. Maybe we don't technically take flight when we hop up and down, but if we want to fly, we have to jump. That's with anything in life. Anything worth doing, any dream worth chasing, requires a leap of faith. It's fear that keeps us from soaring. As children, we're not afraid of taking the jump. Every experience is new and exciting. Then we grow up. We recall the pain of our previous hardships. We carry the scars that come from a lifetime of falling, and we stop jumping. We settle in. We let inertia carry us through our daily doldrums. We stagnate. We get old, and we forget how to fly. That's the trick, really. No matter how many times we fall or how much it hurts, we just have to keep jumping. That's maybe the best thing about Claire's little leap. She was only a few inches off the ground, in the air for a fraction of a second, but she was flying. When we take a jump in life, we may not soar as high or for as long as we think we should. We may come crashing down to earth, but Claire instinctually knows the one inexorable truth about high achievement in any endeavor. If we keep our feet on the ground, we will never fly. In the first verse of Guy Clark's song, the boy falls to the ground. But the last verse says, "Now he's old and gray with a flour sack cape tied all around his head. He's still jumping off the garage and will be till he's dead. All these years the people said, he's acting like a kid. He did not know he could not fly, so he did." That's about all there is to know. We're going to fall. We'll get hurt. We'll make mistakes. We'll fail. People will try to tell us what we can and can't do. They'll laugh at us and work to hold us down. We'll feel the pain of every fall, and we'll hear the taunts of every critic who has given up on flying. None of that matters, though. All we have to do is keep taking that leap of faith and remember that living is jumping. That's the end of that piece, and that's something I jotted down after Claire made that comment when she said, "When we jump, we fly." And sometimes I write down a lot of that stuff that my kids say because I think it's so brilliant and so wise in a way that's just, it's not encumbered by the outside outside world. It's just as they're discovering life and figuring things out. And I think it's just a beautiful way to phrase that. And I think of how often we put limits on ourselves and we don't do things that could wind up being wonderful and beautiful and powerful because we limit ourselves. We think we can't fly, or we know the pain of previous failures and we don't want to experience that again, so we give way to fear. We have a tendency to do that to other people too. We limit their greatness, and oftentimes it's well intended. It's often people we love who sometimes hold us back because they're afraid for us. They don't want us to get hurt. And that's not a bad sentiment, but we have to remember, if we want to accomplish anything great in this life, anything that really sets us on fire and makes us feel alive, we have to jump. We have to take that leap of faith and risk being hurt. And when we do fall, when we do fail, when we do get hurt, we just have to keep jumping. That's all any of us can do. Hope everyone is doing well out there. Much love.